Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And the police are still not your friends. The other day I did a video on Sir Mark Rowley and his admission that the Metropolitan Police has quite a few employees, both serving officers and civilian support staff, with criminal convictions. He didn't have the figures or the numbers. But he did say that it was potential there'd be another Wayne Couzens in the force. Now, of course, those who remember Wayne Couzens, he was an officer who emmed and arred a woman, Sarah Everard, but using his uniform and badge as a shield to gain her trust and then to do these awful things. And so the new commissioner says that undoubtedly there is another potential Wayne Couzens in the force, as well as people that are maybe not quite so bad, but are still pretty bad. In fact, he has no idea of the numbers at the time. Today it's been revealed that actually they have got an idea of the numbers, and this is just for the Met. So we're going to take a look at this article to see how many people in the police, either as officers or support staff, have got criminal convictions and what they've got criminal convictions for. And trust me, some of these people have got convictions for things that are truly the most awful kind of thing. Why have they still got a job? Why are they still working for the police? Makes my head spin. Let's look at the article. Now, again, because of the YouTube algorithm, some of the words I cannot say out loud, but you can read them. So, hundreds of convicted criminals, including S offenders and Ps, are working for police forces across the UK, data shows. We've got people who are attacking women for S offences, yeah? And you've got the very worst, the Ps, and they're working for the police. What is going on? Why have these people got a job? Why are these people employed by the police? There are 284 police workers across England and Wales with criminal convictions. Now, I should suggest that the moment you have a criminal conviction, you are disbarred from working for the police or anything in the justice system at all, ever. This includes corruption, S offences, assaults, and CP possession. Pictures of very young people. Met Commissioner said hundreds of officers are getting away with misconduct. Sir Mark Rowley said he could not rule out the possibility of another Wayne Couzens, and I've explained who he is. So the staggering scale, and this it truly is staggering, the staggering scale of criminality in police forces can today be laid bare as figures show hundreds of serving officers and staff have convictions. There should be none. There should be absolutely none. There are 284 workers across England and Wales with convictions from crimes including corruption, SO, V assaults and possession of CP. And it comes after the Metropolitan Police Commissioner said last week hundreds of rogue officers were getting away with misconduct and criminal behaviour in the force. And I did a video on that, and at the end I will put the link to the video in the titles, in the closing credits there. Following a bombshell report by Baroness Louise Casey, Sir Mark Rowley said he could not rule out the possibility of another Wayne Couzens, the Met officer who did in for Sarah Everard last year. And there's Couzens, and he's now doing life behind bars, but he will one day be out after doing what he's done, which is a damn shame. When the Mail submitted a Freedom of Information request asking how many officers and staff have been convicted and what for, officials refused, saying it was personal information that could cause them harm. Good. Yes. I don't see a downside to this. There should be zero. If it's causing them harm to the point where they're losing their jobs, good. They can find a job elsewhere, just not for the police. But the force's decision to hide behind data protection rules, and it's the only one in 43 forces to do so, was overturned last week after being exposed by the Mail. They were shamed into releasing it. A total of 104 Met officers and staff have been convicted since 2019, so just in the last 3 years. But the figure may be even higher as the force did not provide details of earlier offences, so you can guarantee it's going to be way higher. If you're getting 109 in 3 years, you're looking, let's say, 34, 35 a year. If you go back 10 years, you're talking before that, you're probably talking, 350, 400. Plus that, you could be talking as many as 500, 600 officers and staff working for the police with criminal convictions. This is appalling. Among those convicted were 11 S offenders and 6 were found guilty of misconduct in a public office. Now that should be a jail sentence and you should never work for the police. Just fired on the spot firing. The force was unable to say how many were still working for the organisation. A further 12 officers are awaiting trial for S offences and 8 of these are still serving but are suspended or on restricted duties. They shouldn't be on restricted duties. They shouldn't be having any duties whatsoever. Now, I'm fine with innocent until proven guilty, but they should be completely suspended. They should not have any doings until they are cleared or, jailed, punished. If they're found guilty, they're out of the police. Job done. If they're innocent, fine. They return to full duty. That's fine. That's how it should work. But you shouldn't have them coming into a police station at all, never mind restricted duties. Records released under the Freedom of Information show that across 22 forces, around 284 officers and staff have a criminal record. But the figures are likely to be just a fraction of the true number, as half of the forces refused to provide details, saying they did not keep central records on convicted staff. There should be 0. Humberside Police was the only responding force to say it had no officers or staff with convictions. Well done, Humberside. After Scotland Yard, the forces with the largest number of convictions were Thames Valley and North Wales, both with 31, Derbyshire with 27, as well as both the West Midlands and Gwent with 24. You'd think the West Midlands, given its history, would be 0 as well. They'd be really raking that over the coals on that one, given how awful the West Midlands police were, especially back in the 70s and 80s. In some cases, officers were still in post despite racking up multiple convictions, and they're still serving police officers. Some of those found guilty may be suspended officers awaiting misconduct hearings. Others may have a record prior to joining a force. If you've got a record, you shouldn't be joining the force. It's as simple as that. Under recruitment rules, having a criminal record is not an automatic bar to joining the police, and officers are vetted when they join. Well, first of all, it should be an automatic bar to joining the police. And secondly, these officers being vetted, well, they're not, the people doing the vetting are doing a crap job. A Met spokesman said whenever a serving member of staff is convicted of any offence, the case is thoroughly reviewed and they are also subjected to a misconduct process to determine their ongoing future with the police. There should be no ongoing future. Sorry to bang this drum, but, this is it. And then on my thumbnail, you saw this fellow. A police officer who attacked a 15-year-old schoolboy was allowed to keep his job despite an assault conviction. Colin Gay, 49, accosted the pupil outside a secondary school in Stoke-on-Trent after the boy stepped in front of the off-duty constable's stationary vehicle. The Staffordshire officer was found guilty at Wolverhampton Magistrates Court last October. And he's still a policeman. This is so wrong. It should be automatic firing if you're convicted. While you're awaiting trial, you're on suspension. We have innocent until proven guilty, but there's no way, with the possibility of you being found guilty, that you should be in a police station, possibly corrupting other cases. This is wrong. Anyway, I'm going to finish that and come up, but I'm just going to say that it's appalling that people, especially with CP, especially with that, how the hell? Anyway, coming up. What kind of world do we live in where people convicted of child P can possibly have a job working for the police, where policemen who assault children keep their job, where people who are corrupt, who are criminal, who are potentially very dangerous are given a uniform and a badge and told to go out and protect society. This is madness, and it needs to stop. This just needs to be reversed. There should be an automatic disbarring, and we need to get rid of these bent coppers. And I'll stop there, because I can see I'll get angry. If you like what you hear and see on the channel, please hit the subscribe button. If you haven't already, ring the bell for notification of future outputs. Leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, never trust a copper, and goodbye.